Our fourth eligible bachelor is Farmer Nick.
Nice to meet you.
Too.
Mwah. Now, you're a winemaker.
I am, yep.
So that's a bit of a draw card for the girls.
I hope so. Hi, my name's Nick. I'm 27 and I'm a grape grower from Rutherglen in Victoria.
Nick's farm's a little grander than most. But what's the use of all this if there's no one to share it with?
I'd love to share a bottle with someone special, and there's quite a bit of wine to get through here, so I need some help.
Down among the grapevines, Farmer Nick, the winemaker, is looking for the first signs of a crush.
Hi, Nick.
Oh, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you finally.
Yeah.
Wealthy and good-looking, he'd be quite a catch.
You any good at karaoke?
No, terrible. No.
Terrible?
Awful. No one really needs to hear me sing.
We should go to a karaoke bar and just we'll rock the joint.
I love your haircut.
Thanks.
That's okay, as a lot of girls said that.
Oh, no one said that.
Oh, okay.
Natasha is hot. Yep. She's definitely a jaw dropper. Nice to meet you.
Too. I'm sick of guys that are always just wanting a girlfriend, not wanting a girlfriend, they're sure, they're not sure. So hopefully you would have your head screwed on.
I think he's just gorgeous. I think he's wonderful.
Stunning girl. I thought you'd have offers everywhere.
No, I'm single at the moment and I'm looking for a gentleman, not just a boy sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, at this stage it looks like I might have a full house, which should be good.
Our wealthy winemaker, Farmer Nick, is next.
Hi, Nick.
G'day, Nat.
You nervous?
I am, yeah.
Show me your hands. Shaking? Hands are shaking, girls. Oh.
The first girl I'd like to see more of is Stephanie. Christy. I'd like to spend more time with her. Natasha. Nicola. The last girl, she seemed very entertaining and quite interesting in her own way. And that's Monique. I spoke to the girls that I didn't choose. There were no tears, so I don't think they were too shattered. Thanks for today.
Oh, no,
it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Good luck with everything.
Oh, thanks. See you too.
Cheers.
At the races, one lonely farmer is enjoying some long-awaited female attention.
See you.
Yeah, Nick is the kind of guy I'd usually go for. The blonde hair, the blue eyes, the nice body. I think Nick is hot. Yes, he is very good looking.
Working the land in the Victorian vineyards is well-to-do winemaker Nick.
It's a pretty good spot here and I wouldn't really want to be doing anything else anywhere else.
But now Nick's looking to share his vineyard with someone special.
It's only when you leave half a bottle of wine left when you go to bed that you could have shared with someone else.
Racing ahead to fill Nick's lonely heart is university high flyer Natasha, who's found a novel way to catch her man's attention.
The first horse was called Falling in Love.
Oh, he had a little heart on him.
Natasha picked that one and I thought, oh God.
That's the winner, Falling in Love. Do you think we should go make our bet?
Yep,
on
sounds
Falling
good.
in Love?
Okay, thank you.
Nick and I both come from different backgrounds, and I was brought up in the Middle East in Dubai. I think that's what makes him so interesting to me.
10 each way on Falling in Love, please. Natasha's nice. She seems fun. She's confident in herself, which is attractive.
They're off in the first. Falling in Love, settling back third on the smoke.
Oh, it's coming to third now.
Falling in Love's been given every possible chance in.
Come on, come on.
No, come on.
Falling in Love now starting to stretch away with it and wins it by about a length.
Lo and behold, the Falling in Love horse came through first, and yeah, we got a few looks from the other girls. I'm not sure if they were annoyed or what. Oh, I think it's a great omen. How can you go wrong with that? First place, falling in love.
And our first bet. Wow, it was meant to be. I do think Nick would be a potential person I would love to get married to one day.
At the races, 27-year-old winemaker Nick has his eye on 19-year-old model Christy, but her age is worrying him.
You're 19 at the moment.
Yes.
Have you travelled much?
I have. I've been to New Caledonia.
Christy hasn't really had as many life experiences as the other girls, and I probably had a preconceived idea about her. Does it worry you that the fact of settling down pretty early and that sort of thing?
No, it doesn't actually. I think, you know, if you find someone that you're happy to share your life with, why can't they be a part of that as well?
I'm growing to know the real Christy. She's quite mature for her age, and I guess I was wrong to have that first impression of her. You answered the hardest one, I think.
But young Christy's got competition, as Torquay PA Stephanie also thinks Nick could be the answer to her dreams.
I think there's a big connection between Nick and I. I think the spark was definitely there from day one when we saw each other and he entered the room. So when's your birthday?
26th of June.
Really?
When's yours?
Believe it or not, the same day.
Yeah, right.
Both Cancerians, so very, very much the same person.
It's more than just birthdays that these two share. Both of them lost their father just last year.
Family's huge to me. I don't have a big family, but when I do, I cherish it. And you never know when it's going to be your last day, so...
Her father passed away last year. It's kind of a connection that the two of us have.
I think he's definitely someone who I could fall for, and look, I'll admit it, I've been thinking about him for 2 weeks now, every day.
After a day at the races, has Farmer Nick found an odds-on favourite to take home with him?
It's turned into a much harder decision than what I thought. Amongst the 5 girls, there's definitely one that I can see myself with for a long time.
I hope I'll get to go to the farm. It would be a great experience, and I really want to get to know Nick better.
I do think that I may be one of them. I'm hoping that I will be one of them.
You now have to decide on the 2 that you would like to invite back to the farm.
Well, the first girl I think is a lot of fun. And that's Christy.
Oh, thank you. I didn't think that Nick would pick me, but yeah, no, very grateful that he did.
The other girl that I'd like to come back with is someone I want to get to know more, and that's Stephanie.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, I'm just so overwhelmed and so excited. I think the smell's painted on my face.
Wealthy wine farmer Nick is at Albury Airport waiting for his girls.
If one or both of the girls didn't turn up, that'd be pretty bad.
Stephanie's plane is first to arrive, and already there's chemistry in the air.
Hello.
How are you? When I saw him, I think I melted a little bit.
Nick's other date is 19-year-old model Christy. Her plane has just landed. But there's a shock in store. Christy's not on her flight.
When Christy didn't get off the plane, I immediately thought that she'd pulled the pin. Might be just the 2 of us.
That'd be nice.
Nick's worried Christy stood him up, but Stephanie doesn't seem too upset.
Just have to wait and see what happens, but it's definitely nice just the 2 of us.
Maybe she got cold feet. And Steph and I were standing there, kind of looking at each other, wondering what was going on. And then my phone rang. Hello, Nick speaking. Good, Christy, how are you?
Will this farmer be one girl down before the farm's days even begun?
Immediately thought that she'd pulled the pin.
Nick's getting a phone call that could make or break his search for love.
Hello, Nick speaking. Good, Christy, how are you? You're waiting for your plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you didn't get cold feet?
No. I got stuck in traffic.
No worries. Well, have fun at the airport. Good to hear that you're still going to come. I kind of asked her if she was having doubts about coming and staying, but she said there was no doubts. She's just basically stuffed up.
Christy's going to be half a day late.
Thank you.
And Stephanie's taking full advantage.
It wasn't in the plan at all, but I'm actually glad that it sort of has happened. It's nice to just be able to spend some time with Nick alone and get to know each other, just the two of us.
In the Victorian vineyards, wealthy wine farmer Nick is giving Stephanie a more refined introduction to farm life. Nick's other date, Christy, still hasn't arrived, leaving Stephanie alone with her Prince Charming.
So this is the old original winery building.
Oh, the castle. It all sounds very romantic, doesn't it? The castle and the man. It's almost like a fairy tale.
Cheers. Nice to finally have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Nick's vineyard is a world away from Stephanie's hometown of Torquay.
Definitely outgrown the local lads quite a while ago. I'm looking for someone a little bit more sophisticated and someone with direction in life. I think Nick could maybe be that person that you make.
Yeah, it is really easy to get to know Steph, I think. She's a really nice girl and she's good fun.
Sparks are flying, but Stephanie's not the only girl on Nick's mind. 19-year-old Christy is now just minutes away. Christy's a beauty queen and she's won a few local pageants. But what she wants most is to find true love.
My parents actually got married when my mum was 18. Ever since I was little, I always thought, when I turned 18, that I'd get married. Hi.
G'day, Christy. Finally made it.
Finally. After all the delay. Hi, Steph. How are you?
Christy realised that Stephanie and I had already had a fair bit of time together, so she was kind of on the back foot a little bit, I guess. We'll go inside and I'll show you around and we'll get changed and we'll...
I think Nick's a really sophisticated guy. Excellent, let's go. Maybe I'm a little bit smitten, I don't know. Aww, this for me?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet.
That's all right.
Thanks.
Nick's taking his girls out for a fancy meal.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I kind of wanted to show the girls one of the better restaurants around here and also at the same time see if they appreciate good food, I guess.
Tonight, fine dining isn't necessarily the recipe of love.
Yeah, it's a little awkward going on a date with 3 people. Sometimes you sort of sit there and feel like a bit of a third wheel.
Christy was Nick's top pick at the group date. But when she turned up late today, Nick and Stephanie found chemistry of their own. Now Christy's got a party trick that may just get her back in the game. So what's a well-to-do winemaker going to make of this?
I learned it off my waiter when I was on my cruise.
What was the cruise for?
It was my schoolies cruise.
Sounds interesting.
You've done this before?
Just a couple of times, and it makes a chicken.
Christy's frozen chicken treat leaves Stephanie a little cold.
The fact that she's 19, I can't actually get over it, seeing that Nick's nearly 28. It seems like such a big jump from what he was sort of asking for.
How cool is it?
It's amazing.
But it hasn't put Nick off, and he's the one who counts.
Christy's definitely got potential. With a bit of maturation, she'll be a cracker, I think. A few minutes.
Nick's introducing his girls to the fine art of filling the wine barrels, the aim being to not spill a drop.
You're fired.
I'm sorry. I thought I was doing so well. Oops, sorry.
For our other farmers, the search for love is in full swing. Nick dreams of finding a girl he can share the family home with. His late father was devoted to the vineyard, so winemaking is in his blood.
It'd be great having each day here with someone that was enjoying it as much as I do.
But who will that special someone be? Stephanie?
Maybe I could have left my boots on to walk through here.
Or Christy?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
After the speed date and the races, Christy was my #1 pick from the girls, so I wanted to have a chance to get to know her a bit better by herself. Do you want a wine?
Sure, thank you.
And what better way to start than with a nice glass of wine and some good conversation.
After about 5 minutes sitting down at the spot, I was thinking this is going to be the longest couple of hours. I was pretty close to jumping in the ute and doing a runner.
I'm getting good at this swirly thing. I haven't spilt any yet. There were some awkward moments today. He might think that I'm a little too young just because I've never been away from home before.
But that's not Nick's main concern. He's more worried her dreams of being a beauty queen means she wouldn't be the model farmer's wife.
What about your modelling stuff? What if that takes over your work?
If I get up to the Miss Australia level, it will become a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
You actually go have lunch with the Queen, and you go have lunch with the President, or whatever he is, Prime Minister. Yeah, I knew it started with P. Yeah,
Sounds as though she's pretty keen on furthering her modelling career and Miss Australia thing, which had me a bit concerned, because if she spent more time here on the farm with me, there's not a great deal of modelling in Rutherglen.
Winemaker Nick's a man of wealth, but money can't buy him the thing he wants most, true love. Nick's opened his heart and his home to his 2 city girls. But yesterday, a date with 19-year-old Christy was a disaster. The silence said it all. Today, though, Nick's hoping a date with Stephanie might be more fruitful.
Bye, Christy.
See ya. Guys, have fun.
Like Nick, Stephanie is ready to find love and settle down. And she's starting to think this farmer is ripe for the picking.
I do fancy him very much. I think he's a lovely, lovely guy, and I think he's very sexy.
Nick's a true charmer, but he's chosen a bit of an odd way to start their date.
You driven a tractor before?
Not lately.
Tractor driving's not your typical first date, but it lets them both get closer.
It was very, very cosy. There was a lot of flirting going on in the tractor, actually.
It's heating up in here a bit. Steph's definitely flirtatious. Kind of gives me the eyes, I think. And she's always getting herself a lot closer to me than what Christy is.
With the tractor lesson done, it's time to unwind. And this farmer knows how to do it in style.
Yeah, here we are.
My God. The setting was amazing, very romantic, out in the vines.
Cheers.
Thanks. Are you a bit of a romantic?
What's romantic?
You tell me.
I thought it would be the perfect setting to kiss Nick. I thought it would be very romantic.
I'm making you nervous.
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
Going a bit, blushing a bit, Nick.
Yeah, I know, I can feel myself going red. Yeah, probably could have kissed her, but I wasn't sure if she was up for the same.
Obviously, there's a time and place for everything, and it just wasn't the right time.
But from the looks of things, that time may not be too far away.
In tablespoons. And usually
Back at the winery, Nick's decided to take the girls to meet his mum and sister. If that wasn't pressure enough, Nick has a job that's really going to turn up the heat.
Christy and I have been asked to make a dessert to take to Nick's family dinner tonight.
The challenge has Christy and Stephanie a little stressed, but Nick's seeing the lighter side.
How are the tarts going on?
Everything's fine.
Nikki, what are you cooking for dessert?
You'll find out later. Go away. So I do like cooking, but Christy was definitely out of her element.
I'm not impressed myself that we have to actually do this. I know I'm going to stuff it up. No, I definitely think I need a few cooking lessons because I'm crap. Does that look way too much cocoa powder? Jesus! It's just going to shit. Okay, yeah, I've made a bit of it.
Christy.
If Christy's relying on her cooking to win over Nick's family, she may be in trouble.
Good, you taste it and let me know what you think. Doesn't taste quite right, does it?
A good impression tonight could win them their farmer's heart. It's making quiet Christy a bit jittery.
Yeah, I usually don't get nervous or stressed out, but this is one thing that does sort of get to me.
Stephanie, though, is quietly confident.
I don't have any expectations for tonight. Obviously, just to have a good time, get along with the family and hopefully have a few good laughs.
Tonight's dinner is important to Farmer Nick. Since losing his dad, he's been wanting to start a family of his own.
Hello. Hi. Good, how are you?
But his future wife needs to get along with his mum and sister.
This is Christy, Eliza,
Christy, Eliza.
and Jan.
Hi Jen, I'm Christy, how are you?
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What have you got?
I'd like to see Nick with a girl who is similar to him, possibly a girl who's been used to the country because he loves the country.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
As dinner gets underway, Nick's mum finds that beach girl Stephanie's roots are in the country.
So have you always lived in Torquay?
No. For 15 years I lived in Janjuk and grew up there, and then I moved.
It's beautiful there.
It is.
Do you think that you would enjoy the country enough to sort of, you know, like move here? Either of you?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not here to be Yes, I think I made a good impression. Well, I hope I did anyway. So far so good.
Steph's doing well, but once again, 19-year-old Christy doesn't have much to say.
Steph managed to do a lot of talking for the both of us, and I think because I was so nervous, I just sort of sat back and let her do the talking.
She may not be saying much, but Christy's age is making an impression for her.
Christy's saying she's a very young girl. If I was 19, I'd be on a plane going to Europe and probably not coming and living in the country straight away.
Nick's family are really warming to Stephanie, and it seems he is too.
Yeah, I'm getting close to having to make the decision between the two girls.
Do I have to?
It's getting clearer now than it was when the girls first arrived here.
After dinner, Stephanie is definitely leading the race for Farmer Nick's heart. In the Victorian vineyards, Farmer Nick has a busy day planned for his two city girls. Stephanie's up and ready to face the day.
This morning I was out of bed at 6:30, ready for a morning of working in the fermenters with Nick. Christy was still in bed. She obviously likes her sleep.
19-year-old beauty queen Christy already has a few crosses against her name. She missed her plane on the way to Nick's farm.
I immediately thought that she'd pulled the pin.
And has since failed to impress his family.
She's a very young girl. If I was 19, I'd be on a plane going to Europe and not living in the country.
I am not a morning person at all. I love my sleep.
No wonder she missed her flight.
I don't want to put on a front here and then later on down the track he realises, oh, hang on a minute, you know, you're not the girl I met. So yeah, trying to stay true to myself.
Usually if you go to stay at someone's house, you're up and out, enjoying the stay. But yeah, Christy's not really doing that.
But Christy's loss could be Stephanie's gain.
So maybe it's only the two of us working.
Yeah, I think so.
This Rapunzel needs a beauty sleep.
At Nick's place, Christy's finally out of bed after sleeping in.
It's cold, I'm jumping onto you like a leech.
While over in the winery, Stephanie's out to prove she's not afraid of a little hard work.
All right. Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, Stephanie and I seem to work well together. She jumps in and gets her hands dirty at any opportunity and realises the success of the farm is basically up to the people that are involved to do it. There's another bottle going, Steph.
It's not just work that Christy's missing out on.
It's getting really juicy.
Juicy.
There was lots of flirting in the fermenter between Nick and I. A lot of smiles, and he spanked me getting out.
Giddy up.
Which sort of blew me away.
Christy finally turns up, but she's running very late.
Morning.
Hello.
Almost done by the time Christy came down. Did you get some breakfast?
Yeah, I just had a quick bowl of cereal.
Christy finally made an appearance. It was nice. She even managed to eat breakfast before she came and visited us.
Good timing, we're almost done.
Oh, she's in there.
She may have arrived, but getting her hands dirty is another story.
Do you want to have a go?
I'm not getting in there.
Hey?
Oh, you're filthy.
Do you want to jump in? Have a go? No.
Why didn't I go into the pit and shovel? Because it looked like hard work. I hope he wasn't too upset with me that I didn't jump in and give it a go, but yeah, that didn't even cross my mind actually.
Rival Steph's not impressed.
No, she's a bit of a princess. Don't think she's ever really worked a hard day of work in her life.
And she's not the only one.
Yeah, she probably should have stayed in bed.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Small.
Out in the wine country, Nick's spending his final afternoon with Stephanie, leaving Christy home alone.
You might get a Guernsey in the next Tour de France.
Yeah, I doubt it.
The last time these two were alone,
Cheers.
Thanks.
they came dangerously close to sharing a kiss.
I thought it would be the perfect setting to kiss Nick. Obviously, there's a time and place for everything, and it just wasn't the right time.
Today may be Steph's last chance to get cosy with Nick.
Well earned beer, I think.
I think so. Worked off the...
So when they visit the local, their date takes a familiar turn.
So have you thought about kissing me the past week, Nick?
Yeah, I've thought about it. Yep. And you were covered head to toe in grapes.
Why didn't you kiss me then?
I didn't know if you wanted me to.
I wanted to, yeah, definitely wanted to kiss Nick and have been thinking about it for quite a while. Both of us felt like we were, back in high school, we felt like we were about 14 or 15 again.
Yeah, should we go get a room?
I hope it's the start of something for the two of us, and hopefully something that will last a long time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Our farmers and their girls have learnt a lot from each other over the last 10 days.
What are you having for dinner tonight, actually?
I haven't planned anything. I hadn't even thought about it, actually.
Bit of a surprise for the last night. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Thought I'd cook you a nice romantic meal for our last night together.
Tomorrow, the girls will head home,
Wow, woohoo!
leaving each farmer to decide which girl he'll invite into his life for good.
And now my marshmallow's on fire.
Slick it off the stick, Christy.
In a week's time, the farmers will head to the city to declare their love for their chosen girl. On Nick's farm, a surprising story of love is unfolding on this, the final morning.
Not ready to go home at all yet. Feels like I only just got here.
Steph has fallen for her farmer, and she thinks he's fallen for her too.
Giddy up.
She and Nick have been inseparable this week. It's clear she has worked her way into his heart.
Oh, I can't leave the straightener behind. Gosh.
It's left Nick's other girl, Christy, wondering if she's done enough.
Yeah, I haven't really sort of been jumping up and down in front of his face saying, look at me, look at me. I guess I've sort of been a little guarded. I didn't want to get hurt again.
She has done little to impress him this week. She's missed her plane, slept in, and not exactly shown off great conversation skills.
After about 5 minutes, I was pretty close to jumping in the ute and doing a run-up.
But now, on the day they leave, Nick reveals Christy's not out of the running just yet. He really hasn't made up his mind about which girl he wants.
Well, I'm still trying to work out who'd make the better farming wife. Thanks for staying.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Steph's got some eyes that say 1,000 words. All right?
Yep, I'm good.
They're pretty good indicators that she wants something to happen.
See you, Nick.
It's great to have you.
Thanks for letting us stay, I guess.
I haven't given up on Christy. She's just further behind, I guess.
Bye.
Definitely still got some thinking to do. Feels like there's a fair bit of weight on my shoulders.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Welcome back to where it all began.
Yeah.
Is it weird for you to be here?
A bit strange. It's good to be back.
What's been happening since I saw you last?
It's been full on. A couple of girls came and stayed at my place, which was fun.
The last time we saw Nick, he was heading down the right road with Stephanie, more so than model Christy.
And I believe you've got a bit of a surprise in store for us.
There is a bit of a twist to the story.
And?
Oh, you're gonna have to wait and see, I think.
You're not giving much away.
You gotta wait.
Well, I can't wait to find out all about it. Head inside, see the boys, and I'll catch up with you very soon.
Sounds good. See you, mate. Howdy.
Farmer Nick has been rather mysterious.
Welcome, take a seat.
Thanks.
Make yourself.
And it's got everyone talking.
Don't think there's anyone here for Nick.
Really? Maybe she is coming. Maybe it's a surprise.
So what's he been hiding?
So, Nick, tell me, how have you found these last few months?
It's been an amazing experience. It's been full on. It's been good.
Has it been everything that you expected it to be?
No, it's been harder to find what I want, basically.
When the girls first came to the farm, you were instantly attracted to one of the girls. Tell me about that.
Stephanie and I seem to become pretty close. She was always by my side and giving me signs that she was pretty keen.
Oh!
Steph's outgoing, bubbly, always up for fun. Giddy up.
And did you become quite romantic with her at all, at any stage?
Yeah, there was a point where we went on a bit of a date and we had a bit of a kiss.
And what was that like?
That was good.
And I believe you became quite close.
Yep. Steph and I spent quite a bit of time together.
And tell me what happened with the city break. How'd that work out?
It actually took me a few days to realise that I kind of had to choose one of the girls. So that was a bit nerve-wracking. I turned up at Christy's door.
We're today catching up with our 6 once lonely farmers to see who's found love and who hasn't.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, after a few days of the farm stay, Stephanie and I seemed to become pretty close.
Farmer Nick's just delivered a shock. On the farm, he grew extremely close to Torquay girl Stephanie. But when it came to choosing who he'd pursue a future with, Nick had a surprise in store.
Tell me what happened with the city break when you went to the city.
I turned up at Christie's door.
Hello.
How are you, Christy?
I was quite surprised when Nick did turn up. Yeah, it was quite a shock to see him standing at my doorstep.
Oh, I can't believe you're actually here.
No, it's a long trip.
So talk me through that. You've spent all this time getting to know Steph. You obviously had a connection with her from the start. You even kissed her. And then you've decided to pursue a relationship with Christy instead. What happened?
After I had some time to think when the girls left, and I was getting to know Christy along the way as well. It wasn't just a one-sided connection with Stephanie. I noticed that even though Christy wasn't as forward as Stephanie, she had some great qualities as well, and probably longer term, more attractive qualities than Steph.
What do you mean?
It was great hanging out and having fun with Steph, but I think longer term I could see myself with Christy and having more of a future with her.
A chicken!
Christy seems to be more interested in me as a person, whereas Stephanie is kind of more interested in what I have, and I guess I'm looking for a girl that's keen on me for me.
Hey, this is my room. These are a few photos and stuff.
Christy's just 19 and still lives with her parents in the house and the bedroom she grew up in, as Nick discovered on the city break.
Yeah, don't read that.
I want a guy who would move the hair away from my eyes and then kiss me. Yeah, there's definitely a connection there, even though that we're 8 years in age difference. Christy's a fantastic person, beautiful inside and out.
Well, cheers. Thanks for coming to Wollongong then.
No worries, thank you.
Seeing me again. I was just over the moon that, you know, he picked me and that he turned up and he wants to be with me. Oh, whoops. He was a little concerned about my age. But obviously he seemed to overcome that.
Okay, shall we invite her to join us on the couch?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's bring Christy in. How are you? You can kiss Nick first if you like.
How are you going?
Good.
How are you going? Good. Good to see you again. You're gorgeous. Would you like to take a seat?
Thanks.
So, Christy, how do you feel about Nick?
Nick's a great guy. He's good to be around and really funny and, yeah, a true gentleman. So no, he's definitely a keeper.
A keeper?
A keeper, yeah.
Thanks.
And what is it that you like about Nick?
His traditions, his values, and the way he sort of treats me. I think that's really nice.
Do you think this is the future?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely keep seeing each other again if Christy can put up with me and see what happens.
The question is, can he put up with me?
I'll be right.
Do you think the farmer may have found a wife?
Possibly. See what happens.
They're strong words. Are you ready for something like that?
Yeah, I guess I've wanted that ever since I was younger. My parents got married really young, and I just always thought that I'd follow in their footsteps and go the same way.
In an ideal world, I'd love to wake up and see Christy every day and have her around all the time.
When we first walked into the room, there was a few shocked faces. I think they were expecting Steph to turn up instead of me.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, Kirsty.
Hi, Rob.
It was a huge surprise because he'd obviously gone the full 180 degrees and changed his mind, so it was a big surprise.
So you just kind of came in under the radar, Christy. You took a bit of a back seat.
Yeah, I just let things happen and didn't really push my way, I guess.
Well, Nick, he was the dark horse. He surprised us all. He told me that he kissed Steph on the farm
and then pick Christy.
Thank God that's over, that little mystery.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.